Welcome, race fans. Welcome tonight to the Throwback K&N series here at SRA, and they are going to be at Sonoma tonight. This is going to be interesting. Sonoma Long, actually the longest of all the configurations, and only 50 minutes of racing here. So, and Josh has already calculated it out to be approximately 38 laps at the speeds they're carrying right now. So 38 laps will decide it here. But I got to welcome my good old buddy Josh into the booth. Welcome, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, Rudy. It's good to be back here again here at SRA. Little different from what we've been seeing. We've been seeing ovals. Now we're here at a road course. Sonoma Long, like you was saying. It's not a lot of top speeds, but a lot of right-hand turns. A little bit different from what they've been driving.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot different. And I see Benjamin Nelson has captured the top spot up there right now in practice. But a lot of guys are already saying, man, they're just going to probably, I know there's a few of them I know are going to probably just turn a lap and then park it. But just not too keen on the road courses. But here, I think it does kind of throw a little bit of a curveball into the mix here for the league. Throwing something in here that they don't normally run. These guys usually run ovals. And I know there's not a setup here for this car, so the setup was created. And everybody's running the equal setup out here, so, there's like nobody has the advantage or anything like that. But I think it's going to be a good race, though. It's going to be short-lived, though, 50 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be definitely short-lived. It is a big change-up, especially the way the Contender 12 is lining up right now with the chase actually going to be starting here. Here in the next couple of weeks. We've got to get through this race first, but next week we've got Homestead. They're going to be pulling 130 laps there at that track. And after that, it's going to be all about the chase. But they've got to get these two races first and see how everything lines up after that. We'll know more about how the Contender 12 lines up after Homestead. But yeah, this is definitely a little different than what we're used to seeing.
Well, run down through the points for us real quick, the top 12.
Well, I can do that, Rudy. I actually got them wrote down right here in front of me. We've got Ariotti currently in first with 1,204 points. Kyle Putz in second with 1,153 points. Delonte Ballard in third with 1,138 points. Eric Sable in fourth with 1,129 points. Jesse Schwartz, the newcomer to this league this year, is in fifth with 1,086 points. Bobby Zielinski in sixth with 1,072 points. Bobby Cheney in seventh with 1,063 points. Nick Northrup in eighth with 1,031 points. Nicholas Caressel in ninth with 1,010 points. Jared Darling in 10th with 1,006 points. In 11th in points is Austin Roberts, 1,002 points. And in 12th is Nicholas Shelton with 980 points. Rudy?
All right, well. The top 12 going into the chase here in only 2 weeks, folks. They'll be starting the chase. So, it's the season is starting to get to that point, where they're winding down here. There, now Ariotti's car shows up. I told you. It was it. Oh, no, that wasn't Ariotti's, was it? No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on. Let me, because I'm still having trouble. Yeah, now it shows up. Isn't that weird how, I don't know. I refreshed and restarted Trading Paints, refreshed, and finally it pops up. So, good deal.
I think Trading Paints is having some issues right now with the way, they're doing updates with the new Monster Energy Cup and everything. So, but looks like we're getting down to qualifying.
Yes, sir. We're going to step away real quick here and play our national anthem, and we'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're back here. Qualifying is underway. Nobody's really turned in a time yet. Waiting for the first time. They do have 10 minutes here to qualify. And one thing you got to remember is if they do hit that yellow line, run off the track or anything, that lap does not count.
Yeah, that's what makes it a little bit interesting on around a road course. And I think even in ovals, if you even tap the wall, go off the track or whatever, it does cancel your qualifying time. They only have 2 laps to actually do here for qualifying. They got 10 minutes to do those, like Rudy was saying. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who takes the top spot.
Well, folks, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. They take the Gen 6 up to Mount Panorama, Bathurst, as you guys know it. That'll be totally something different right there. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen the Gen 6 ran at Bathurst. So Bobby likes to throw something in the middle of the season here to kind of, you know, there is some road course guys that might think that it's pretty fun, and you know, it kind of gives them the edge over the guys over in the oval. So it kind of throws a mix into it, and something that is challenging for the guys. So Bobby likes to do that, and I think it's pretty cool. So tune in tomorrow night, same time right here, folks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be going live with the Gen 6 at Bathurst, Mount Panorama.
Well, as I figured it a little bit ago and earlier, you know, as I was watching the practice times, Benjamin Nelson had a top spot in practice, and he still continues to show that great time around this track.
Yeah, he sure does. Minute 31 to make a loop around here. This is the long, Sonoma Long. It's the longest configuration out of all of them, which is kind of cool.
You know, I'd like to see Bobby Chaney, and you know, not trying to throw any ideas out to Bobby there, but you know, I know he goes back and usually watches the stream. But I think another interesting track that they could throw in, you know, kind of the mix would be I can't even think of the name of it. It's the big track, the biggest one that's out there.
Nürburgring.
Yeah, that's it. Throw a Nürburgring in there somewhere.
Oh boy. It turned about 3 laps at Nürburgring, because it takes like, well, I don't know what it would take in the Gen 6, but I've took a lap around there, and I'm sure there's lots of guys out there that'll beat this time, but took a lap around there, I think in the old F1 car, and it took me like 14 or, I don't remember now, like 14, 15 minutes to make 1 lap. So, but
Wow.
I'm sure there's guys out there that can probably do it in about 12 or something. But and I wasn't in a big hurry. I just was trying not to run off the track. I'm not a. I mean, I love as much as I love that track, and I think it's really fun and really interesting and cool to actually do a broadcast at that track because I have done one. I think in the Gen 6 it would be almost impossible. Not saying it is impossible, but it would be almost impossible.
Yeah, that's definitely a long track. I mean, I've not yet raced on it or turned any laps on it. I actually don't even have the track, but I've seen the configuration of it, and it's definitely a big track.
Yeah. Well, Bobby Zielinski takes the pole from Benjamin Nelson now.
And for those of you who's wondering when the chase actually starts, the chase actually starts April 23rd with Martinsville. Like I was saying, they're going to be pulling 200 laps there. So that's going to be interesting at Martinsville.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just 2 weeks away. I think it's 2 weeks. What's the date today? The 9th. Yeah, 2 weeks. Next week's the last race before the chase, and they go where next week? Homestead, you said.
Yes, April 16th, they go to Homestead for 130 laps. I kind of figured they'd do a little more around Homestead because, to me, it's a little bit smaller than Martinsville. But, that's just me, and that's just the way Bobby Cheney does it. But, they go to Homestead, and, man, I personally love that track. I mean, there's some great speeds on that track. Tight corners, but still some great speeds.
Well, I think Martinsville's less than a mile, but Homestead's a mile and a half.
Yeah, I think it is too, Rudy. I look at the size from what I can see, but yeah. I guess it's all about how they designed it, and it's true. You are more than likely correct on that. But, I like both tracks. Martinsville, the paperclip, that's a wall track right there.
Yeah, and that's one you got to be very careful of. And boy, what a race to be starting the first race of the chase out on Martinsville.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some shakeups in the chase with that track at Martinsville. But that's when the Contender 12 actually plays a big role.
Yes. Yep. All right, less than 2 minutes left in qualifying here, folks. I think everybody's pretty much turned their qualifying laps that are going to turn one. Now, I know last week there, Aaron had told me, my son, he said that he was just going to start and park, but he wound up he didn't. Now, tonight he did say he is going to start and park, so we'll see. And definitely tomorrow night, also at Mount Panorama. I am not going to drive that Gen 6 around there. But, that's all part of it. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to take, the hard tracks with the easy tracks.
Yeah, you do. And the way Bobby Cheney likes to throw these curveballs in here, you just never know what he's going to throw in to, kind of tighten up the Contender 12 or going into the Contender 12. You just never know.
All right, I got my water out of the way. Coming down to the last minute here, folks. We'll be ready to get them on the grid here and get them started. So, well, thank you all for tuning in tonight. We appreciate that very much. If you don't mind, give us a thumbs up on the video and hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here on MaxSpeedTV. You can check out our website at MaxSpeedTV.com and follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV.
We got the two guys, Bobby Zielinski and Benjamin Nelson, are still on the track, but that will end it for qualifying.
Yes, sir. Wraps it up. right, as they get on the grid here, we'll get everybody accounted for. Starting on a pole, Bobby Zielinski with a 1 minute 30.061 second lap. Great lap. Benjamin Nelson coming in second. Colton Davis third. Eric Sable fourth. David Shutt fifth. Nicholas Shelton starting sixth place. Justin Gable seventh. Jesse Schwartz eighth. Kyle Putz will start ninth. And Connor Anton 10th. Josh?
Yes, Nick Northrup will start 11th, Delonte Ballard in 12th, Ariotti in 13th, Bobby Cheney in 14th, Lachlan McMillan in 15th, Cedric Hunter in 16th, Mark Newland in 17th. First dot to take a qualifying time will be David Fish starting 18th, Femio Latin 19th, and Austin Roberts will round out the top of the field in 20th. Rudy?
All right, Jared Darling, 21st. Josh Robin, 22nd. Nicholas Caressel, 23rd. And Aaron Cummings, 24th. 24 drivers. That's not a bad-sized field.
Not a bad-sized field at all, especially at a road course such as this.
It should be rolling out here any second now. And like I said, folks, this is a timed race. 50 minutes is what they're turning here. 50 minutes.
Yeah, if I did the math correct on that, it averages out at about 38.5 laps, but I believe they'll get the white flag at about 48, 49 minutes, something like that.
Probably, yeah. It depends on where they're at on the track.
Okay, so it's based on where they're at then.
Yeah, it goes by a timing line on the track. I don't know which one it is. And they may only get 38 laps, or they may wind up getting 39. You know, it depends on where they're at on the track. If Bobby Zielinski's close to the start-finish line, then they probably will get one more lap, because it's not going to go, you know, immediately white and then green, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, white and then checkered, excuse me.
Yeah, I would like to see iRacing implement the green-white checkered in iRacing, but I know with the stages they're going through now with the Monster Energy, you know, they're trying to, you know, do all that stuff now, and you know, but I would really like to see the green-white checkered implemented in iRacing.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Pace car speed of 60 miles an hour. Pit road speed is only 45 miles an hour down pit road. We got a track temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are out of the north at 2 miles per hour. For those of you who are, you know, kind of know how Sonoma's laid out. I'm not familiar with Sonoma, so.
All right, pace car's about to head to pit road. We're going to get going. There he goes to pit road. Zielinski. This is a tight turn for him because he's got to give Benjamin Nelson that inside line. They're waiting on that green flag. And there they go. Green, green, green. Boy, good start for everybody. Colton Davis already trying to get up there to second place. He's on the outside of Benjamin Nelson. And here comes, who's that? David Shutt. Yeah, David Shutt right up there. Wow, look at the run he just got. Great job. And Colton Davis is still battling with Benjamin Nelson. Colton way off in the grass, or off in the kitty litter there. And he just lost a bunch of positions. Eric Sable will quickly go into fourth. And now he's battling with David Shutt.
Yeah, that is a tricky turn, man, especially when you get off in that kitty litter. Yeah, you'll lose a lot of positions, such as Colton Davis did. He finds himself all the way back into seventh place from third.
Kyle Putt's back here, one of the pros in the league. Him and Bobby Zielinski. I think those are the only two pros, yeah. Nicholas Shelton now, not sure. This is not really Nicholas's cup of tea here, I don't think. He is well off of the pace back here, 18 seconds back. And Bobby Cheney, wow, what the heck? Bobby Cheney sitting on pit road. He's going to go a lap down. He's just now rolling off of pit road. Well, Bobby Zielinski captured that bonus point, leading the first lap of the race. Benjamin Nelson already falling to 1.9 seconds behind. And David Shutt in third now is already over 3.5 seconds. Wow, air time there for David Shutt. The whole right side of that car lifted right up off of the ground.
Yes, it did. And, you know, the way these cars turn, you know, you don't get a lot of downforce with this car and this track because you can't get the speeds that you need to get the downforce.
Right.
So getting that car to turn, you really need to get it as close as you can to the rumble strips, maybe even on top of the rumble strips to, you know, maybe get that car to bounce around to get that turn.
Riding along here with Eric Sable. Kind of gives you a feel of the layout of the track here, and he's already starting to lose ground to David Shutt. Field getting spread out pretty good now. I think everybody's just going to kind of ride here for a while.
Yeah, we had a little a spin going on with Justin Gable, who took a spin in the S curves.
And that's not good. Yeah, he is off the track. He gets it back going, though, but boy, that put him clear back in the last one on the lead lap now, and he is already 35 seconds behind the leader, Bobby Zielinski. Well, Colton Davis is picking back up a couple positions here. He's back up to fifth. Trying to run down Eric Sable. Kyle Putt's sixth place. Coming up from ninth. Jesse Schwartz, seventh. Newcomer to the league this season. They're making his mark. He's in the top 10 in points. It's a good way to start out your first season.
Yes, Jesse Schwartz is actually fifth in points. So, you know.
Yeah, fifth in points. Okay.
Yeah, you know, if, you know, he continues to have these good races like he's doing, he will find himself in the Contender 12 for a chance to get the SRA championship for the National Throwback Series. You know, what a way to, you know, to come into a league such as SRA from another league and to prove yourself with these guys and to possibly win a championship.
Yeah, that would be very interesting to see. I mean, well, Nicholas Shelton's picked up a few spots. Now he's up to 18th, closing in on Josh Robin. Josh Robin running in 17th. He's picked off quite a few spots since the beginning of the race. Shelton trying to get on that inside, but Josh wasn't intimidated by that move. Coming up on Mark Newland. Mark in 16th. Love his car, man. The old Winston. No bull. Oh, collected Josh Robin. And that was a spin off the track, and they just lost 2 positions right there. Oh, that's a big break for them, man. That's Cedric Hunter getting by, and Bobby Cheney, but Bobby is he is a lap down already.
And you know, that might not have been a bad move for Bobby Cheney to start on pit road, because I do believe they will have to pit at least one time for fuel,
Yeah,
and some tires. So, you know, if he can make it around to get his lap back, you know, after everybody's pitted, you know, if he can stay out and get at least one more lap in to get his lap back, because there is no cautions, there's, you know, no incident limit, no incident count, and there are no fast repairs. So, you know, if you take a hard hit, you got to set on pit road and get it fixed.
yeah, he won't get his lap back. It's next to impossible for him to get a lap back because of no cautions. But still, you know, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's all going to come into the hands of the pit stops here. And well, Aaron was saying he was going to start and park. And I don't know, he's still out here turning laps. So I don't know, we'll see. Oh, he just took a cut the course. I think he is coming to pit road here. Yes, he is. I think he's calling it a day. So I'm sure there was a few cutting the course penalties handed out right there. They got them here in on the road courses. So yeah, I think he's going to call it a day. So, but Zielinski with a 4.3 second lead. If he can just keep powerhousing it around here, he's going to come out here with an easy victory. Benjamin Nelson second. As long as they don't slip off the track, they'll be doing all right.
Yeah, Bobby Zielinski's making this road course look like an oval for most guys.
Yep.
Man, he's pretty much dominating. He's got a 4.8 second lead behind Benjamin Nelson, and he's still pulling away around every turn. He's still gaining time, so he's just making this look like an oval for everybody.
Yeah. Now, Colton Davis just outdrove the hairpin here, outdrove Eric Sable on the hairpin, and goes back into 4th. He chased them guys down.
Yeah, after losing a lot of positions from taking a spin over there in the kitty litter, he's wanting to get this road course win.
Well, he's got a lot of ground to make up. He's almost 11 seconds behind Zielinski right now, but weird things can happen. Like you said, somebody could spin off the track or whatever. Zielinski could have a bad turn. All it takes is one bad turn, and boy, Colton Davis is going to be right on top of him. All 3 of these guys that are battling here for that would be for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, David Shutt, Colton Davis, and Eric Sable, and I think I just seen Jesse Schwartz pass Femi over here on my tracker. I believe that's who it was.
No, I think it was Femi past Connor Anton.
Okay, yeah, that was it. Yeah, Femi did pass Connor Anton. Yeah, you were correct.
He's come from 19th all the way to 8th, so I would say he's probably the biggest mover out there right now, Femi Olat.
Oh, yeah, especially on a road course. 19th, coming up all the way to 8th place. That's, that's amazing on a road course such as Sonoma. And like he was saying, Mount Panorama is going to be just as hair tight, and it's going to be interesting on that one because those are the Gen 6 cars, much faster than the K&N cars.
Oh yeah, let's take a ride here off this right front. He goes. Femi Olat's about to go through the hairpin here, folks. You'll see just how tight this hairpin turn is. I mean, it's around a hairpin turn and back onto the straightaway, and he'll cross the start-finish line here to take another lap.
Yeah, that turn is rather hard. You go from 135 miles an hour straight down to almost 40, 45 miles an hour going around that hairpin turn. So that is a massive mile per hour drop going around that hairpin.
Colton Davis may have just got a run on David Shutt. And he did. Wow, what a piece of driving. Outdrive David Shutt on Sonoma here. Holy smokes. What a
And
job.
yeah, what a job by Colton Davis. And if my memory serves me correct, too, Colton Davis is also new to the league. He came in with Jesse Schwartz.
Yes, he did. Eric Sable riding right behind David Shutt. Them three have been racing like this here since, well, for almost since the beginning of the race. This is some good racing between these three. Oh, a little contact there between Eric Sable and David Shutt. Not enough to get anybody out of shape, but a little contact. And that's just what Colton Davis wanted to see, too. He wanted to see those two getting into it, and that's going to help him out tremendously to pull away from David Shutt. Well, Jesse Schwartz is starting to close in on Kyle Putz, and Kyle Putz is closing in on Eric Sable. So this is getting to turn out to be pretty good here. And
I've been watching.
Go ahead.
I've been watching Colton Davis. You know, he's running up here in third place. He's 7.5 seconds behind Benjamin Nelson, who's in second. And you know, he's gaining a little time, but them curves are making it to where you're losing time to the person in front of you.
Right. Yep, Aaron Cummings did take it behind the wall. So, Starting Park, he'll finish 23rd position. All right, let's go back in the field here a ways. Nicholas Shelton has come up to 10th place now as he just got done passing Delonte Ballard. He's still 37 seconds behind the leader, but he has picked up a ton of positions out here. And now he's about to hunt down Connor Anton and try to outdrive Connor to go into 9th.
Yes, and both of those gentlemen, Delonte Ballard and Nicholas Shelton, both are right now in the top contender 12. So, you know, they're going to be racing for that spot when everything's said and done. Once I believe the drop weeks are added in and all that stuff, you know, we'll find out more exactly who is in the contender 12 then.
Right. And Nicholas Shelton did just pass up Connor Anton right in the hairpin. Just outdrove him into the turn. He just drove it in there deeper and harder on the brakes, and you know, just abusing them brakes. Though that's the thing, boy. You get them brakes super hot, and it's hard to get it to slow down. Lachlan McMillan in 12th. And here's the guy we ain't talked about when we were having trouble with trading paints, Ariotti. Right where he started, 13th. Jared Darling in 14th. He's picked up 7 positions. Nick Northrup has fallen from 11th down to 15th. Austin Roberts picking up 4 positions. He's up to 16th. He's got a little bit of left front damage on that car. I'm not sure if he's been into someone or something. Nicholas Kressel picking up 6 positions. He's up to 17th. Cedric Hunter losing a couple of positions, back to 18th. Josh Robin, we've seen him have issues there earlier, getting collected by Mark Newland. Now he's gotten by Mark Newland, but does have a little damage on his car, but still has managed to pick up 3 positions. Mark Newland losing 3 positions, back to 20th. You can see he's got left front contact damage there from, I believe that was from him and Josh Robin when they got into it. Justin Gable, 21st, and Bobby Cheney taking up last place out here, 22nd position. Back up front, Zielinski showing the way. He has led every single green flag lap that they have ran. And we're probably about, I'm going to say probably in the neighborhood of about maybe 9 laps away from seeing first pit stops here. But, you know, you never know, Josh. These guys might just split it up instead of, you know, making it halfway, which they could probably make it halfway. they might split it up and maybe go thirds. You know, I mean, throw an extra pit stop in there just so you're not wearing them tires out too awful bad and taking a chance on wrecking the car.
Yeah, tire issues tires play a major role in road courses because you're turning right and left. And fuel at that, you know, as the fuel runs out of the vehicle, it lightens up, and you know, you get more speed, so yet you have to slow down, you know, a lot quicker. So yeah, I mean, and they could do it in thirds. I don't see a whole lot of them trying to make it halfway, but you know, some of these guys might have already did the math on it as well as I did, you know, and said, you know what, I'm going to go halfway and then I'll pit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting on pit stops.
Well, they're only about, 8 minutes away? About 8 minutes away from halfway. So 8 minutes is only going to be just, what, 5 more laps, something like that?
Let's see here. Well, they're on lap 11. There's about 33 minutes left in the race. So, yeah, they're about 7-8 minutes away from halfway.
Yeah. So not that far. Colton Davis now getting way away from David Shutt and them. He's about a second and a half away from David Shutt. Eric Sable right there, fifth. Eric has been with David Shutt. Wow. Almost the whole race them two have been battling each other. I haven't seen anybody come to pit road other than Justin Gable, and I think that was because he got damaged when he spun it. These guys doing a heck of a job. Kyle Putt starting to close that gap now on Eric Sable. He is down to within less than 3 seconds. Just a little over 2 seconds from Eric Sable.
And I believe we have our next retiree, as in Nicholas Shelton. Unfortunately, he was coming into the pits, and I guess he decided he had had enough and just exited out of the sim.
Well, you're going to get a championship that way. Won't win a championship by doing that. You know what I mean? Not saying anything bad about Nicholas. Hey, you know, maybe like you said, he just had enough. He tried, and he picked up a lot of positions, and man, he got way up to like 8th or something. Jesse Schwartz is, he was gaining on Kyle Putz, and now he's just kind of got to that point where he just can't gain anymore. And actually,
yeah, and Ariati found himself in the grass. Sorry about that, Rudy. And came back on track and actually collected another vehicle.
Oh, no. There, you're running back in 16th. Well, we're seeing some guys that are having a great day out here. Some guys a mediocre day, and some guys having a really good day. Right now, Bobby Zielinski with that huge lead, 9.3 seconds over Benjamin Nelson. Man, I'm telling you, that's stretching it out there.
Yeah, these two guys are making a mockery of this track. You know, they're saying, well, this track's easy. And Jared Darling has decided he was going to take it into pit road for a fuel tank of gas and for Mr. Feelgoods.
Okay. Well, I guess our race wasn't up on the portal for some reason. Oh well. I think Jack was out of town, and I probably didn't. It's like I sent the link to him like Monday or something, and he said that he was going to be out of town till this Monday. So it never got put up on the portal all week. Well, oh well. Well, Sable getting by David Shutt now goes into 4th. It's like maybe him and Shutt might have had some contact there. Or I wasn't paying attention, but they may have had some contact. And we're about 4 minutes away from the halfway mark here, folks. Kyle Putz closing in on David Shutt big time now. About 2.5 seconds from David Shutt.
Yeah, and Jared Darling currently 10th in points. He's still sitting on pit road, and I believe he's getting some damage fixed that he acquired while racing.
Probably, yep. Yeah. Oh, he spun there earlier, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember that. He's probably going to go ahead and get that fixed, you know, get back out here. And I don't know if he could finish the race, but it'll be close.
Yeah. Well, the bad thing about it, if you do stop on pit road to get damaged like that, I mean, yeah, you can go out there for the experience and everything, but it's just going to be so hard to even pick up anything out there. I mean, if you're down that far, you can't pick up laps. Next to impossible to pick up laps unless a whole bunch of them pile up or something. But that highly unlikely on the road course.
Yeah, very highly unlikely on a road course. And David Shutt is also coming into pit road. I believe he'll take the tires and the gas, and he might even decide to get some damage fixed because he's got some rear damage and some right panel damage on his car.
Trying to find him here.
Well, no, he didn't stay on pit road. He took off.
Yep. Yeah, he got tires, and he's out of there. And that was just short of the halfway mark. So I'm kind of wondering if his plan is to just go the rest of the way. I mean, he's kind of pretty much committed himself now, unless he short pits another pit stop somewhere in between now and the end of the race. But that put him back to 8th. I guess he just looked at it. He was far enough ahead. And now he's got to take a lap around here kind of slow to get some heating on tires, because they are a bear to drive brand new tires on. Oh man, especially on a road course like this. Oh, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, you don't want to take off full speed ahead on fresh tires, or you will definitely spin and get the tires angry before you even got them warmed up.
Yep. Well, Kyle Putz goes into 5th because David Shutt pitted. Right now, David Shutt's the only one that is pitted in the top 19.
Oh, and Josh Robin, unfortunately, did it again. Found himself in the kitty litter coming around the turn. He got it going, though.
Well, next, Mark Newland just went a lap down. Now Cedric Hunter is just about to go a lap down. I think Zielinski's closing up on him here pretty quick. He'll be the next one to go a lap down, so that'll only leave 15 cars on the lead lap. So
yeah, we have 3 people coming in pitting right now. Lachlan McMillan, Delonte Ballard, and Connor Anton.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is still quite a big field for everybody still staying in here and turning these laps. We've only lost 3: David Fish, Aaron Cummings, and Nicholas Shelton. Everybody else has decided just to stay here and just ride it out.
Yep. I'm kind of looking for the leader to come in probably this coming lap here. He's seeing everybody else stopping. I look to see him and Benjamin Nelson and Colton Davis, Eric Sable, Kyle Putz. I see. I look for them to come in here probably in this lap. They're under that halfway mark.
It all comes down to who can do the pit strategy the best, because this track is huge, and if you get a lap down after you pit and you can't get out before the leader comes around, you've got to get it back around the track when he pits in order to get your lap back.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be tricky to see who pits and who doesn't.
Yep. That is the fact. Benjamin Nelson's still 11 seconds behind the leader. He hasn't really been losing any ground or gaining any ground right now, but boy, the cars are going by him with them new tires. So he's definitely well off the pace. Oh yeah, he's
Bobby Zalenski, our leader, did not pit that time around, so he's probably going to push it halfway.
Well, they are past halfway. They're past halfway. It's a 50-minute race. There's only 23 minutes left, so they are past halfway. I think he's probably thinking in the lines that as long as the car's hooked up and it's running all right, no sense in pitting with that big of a lead. Or he might be just waiting to see if Benjamin Nelson's going to pit, and then he'll pit on the next lap. And Benjamin Nelson's probably thinking the same thing.
Well, they're going to have to pit sooner or later, because if they don't, they're going to run out of fuel.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Bobby's about right about 2 seconds off of his fastest lap, so that's how much he has slowed down. 2 seconds really isn't a lot. Considering, But he's just been keeping it down, man. Kyle Puts, third place. Not giving into the pit sequence thing here yet. Running 35 seconds behind Zalenski. Jesse Schwartz in fourth. David Schutt fifth. Femi Lat coming up on David Schutt now. I think Schutz went out there and just burned his tires up. And Femi Lat has really been closing on him. Colton Davis did make his pit stop. He comes back out seventh. And he's running almost a minute behind the leader right now, but the leader needs to pit. We'll see if Bobby maybe comes in this time. He's got to be thinking about pit stops here pretty quick, because he's not going to make it on fuel, and then I think he's just trying to keep it to where the tires will stay the freshest at the very end.
Yeah, exactly. Currently running in fourth, Jesse Schwartz, he decided to go ahead and take his pit stop right now on that lap, so he'll be good to go until the finish.
Well, again, folks, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night as the Slick Daddy Gen 6 Series takes to Mount Panorama, Bathurst, for 50 minutes. So, boy, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. And, boy, Bobby's not going to come to pit road yet. Maybe he's not going to come at all. I don't know. I don't think he can make it the whole way on pit, or on a tank of gas, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the fuel load is. I didn't get that information before the race starts. I should have, but I didn't. But Jesse Schwartz, I believe, only took 2 tires, because I only seen the left side of the car come up.
Well, he was on pit road for 14.3 seconds, so I would say 4, but you never know. I don't know what 2 tires would gain you out here unless he, I don't know.
No, he actually took 4. I just did not see the right side come up. It happened so fast.
Yep. All right, he come back off pit road in 8th. But we've seen a lot of these guys have been to pit road. David Schutt's been to pit road. Colton Davis, Eric Sable. We've just got a few out there that have not been to pit road. Cedric Hunter, which is running back in 10th place. He has not been to pit road. Femi Olat. Femi's coming in now. Kyle Putz has not been to pit road. Benjamin Nelson and Bobby Zielinski. So we got, what, 4 drivers now that have not been to pit road yet. And here comes Bobby in now.
Man, he came in hot and heavy, too.
Yep. Let's see if Benjamin Nelson comes to pit road, because I'm sure he's watching. Nope, he's going to stay out. He wants to lead this lap, but I don't think he's going to make it to the start-finish line in time, because Zielinski's probably going to pass it before Benjamin Nelson gets there, and he does. So Benjamin's going to have to go around a whole nother lap before he's going to get credit for leading the lap.
Yeah, and by that time, Bobby Zielinski should be out back on the track, because it takes around 14 seconds to get back out there. So, unfortunately for Benjamin, he may not get to lead a lap.
Yeah, because he'll have to stay out this lap and run a whole nother lap in order to get credit for it. So,
And the question is, how much fuel does he have? You know, we don't know.
Yeah, he's got a big enough lead, though. He's got a 20-second lead now over second place Bobby Zielinski. And Bobby's in clear waters right now because he knows Benjamin's going to have to pit. And if Benjamin does not, well, he can actually, Benjamin could come down pit road right now and probably do the same thing to Bobby Zielinski, as he'll cross the finish line before Zielinski gets there, and he will get that lead lap done and a point before Zielinski gets there. I hope he's paying attention to that. Let's see if he does come in. Nope, he's going to stay out one more time. He wants to guarantee he's going to get that point.
Well, this will guarantee Benjamin Nelson getting that bonus point. You are correct on that, Rudy.
Yes, sir. Mark that one up. Cha-ching. So only him and Kyle Putz have not been to pit road. The only two, well, and Cedric Hunter. I'm sorry, my bad. I keep forgetting about Cedric. He has not been to pit road, but he is losing valuable time out here. He is a lap down, and he's never going to get that lap back. So, but Benjamin Nelson did lead. Now, that's the only other leader we've had other than Bobby Zielinski. Bobby's led 20 laps. And we're trying to keep an eye on Benjamin Nelson. Let's see if he does come to pit road this time. I'm almost positive he will.
Well, if he doesn't, he is playing a dangerous gas game. Because, I mean, like I said, I don't know what the fuel load is, but I'm sure Bobby Cheney and them made it to where you have to pit at least once.
Yeah. And Zielinski he has actually chopped over 4 seconds off of that lead, and he is not coming in yet. You are kidding me. Well, coming down to 15 minutes left in the race here, folks. Zielinski now 15 seconds behind Benjamin Nelson. Zielinski's got fresh tires, but Benjamin Nelson does not, and neither does Kyle Putz. Let's see if Kyle comes in this time. Nope. Alright, let's go back here and check on Ariotti. Ariotti running in 17th. Josh Robin 18th. And Justin Gable not far behind him in 19th. And we're not used to seeing Justin out here racing with these guys. He's usually up in the booth, in the admin booth, adminning the officiating the races, making sure that everybody toes the line here. But really, there isn't a whole lot to do here on a road course. You know, I mean, unless you get a couple of guys that would get together or something, but that's something you could always go back and look at later, you know. But it's good to see Justin out here racing with the guys. Bobby Cheney in 20th, and Jared Darling does return to the track after getting much damage fixed, but it's still got quite a bit of damage on it. Driving the Skittles car. Had Jared Darling in the booth with me here a couple weeks ago, and man, great job in the booth. He's a pretty good commentator. He helped me out for another race, and yeah, he did a great job, and that was fun. Him and I had a blast in the booth together. Well, Zielinski closing that gap down. He's down to under 12 seconds now behind Benjamin Nelson.
And Benjamin Nelson had a moment there for a few seconds. He got off the track into the dirt.
Ooh. You don't want to do that too awful much. I'm still kind of surprised that he has not come to pit road. He may now that he's spun and took it out into the dirt, he knows them tires are pretty much shot. Now, he's been out here for almost 24 laps.
That is a lot of laps on a road course.
Yeah, in 37 minutes. So, 13 minutes left here, folks, in the race. And we're still waiting to see if he is going to come to pit road. And nope, he's not coming in. I'm wondering if he thinks he can make it the whole way, and he just might. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know what the fuel window is on these things. I would surely think that these guys, they couldn't turn that many laps on a tank of fuel, but what do I know, right? I'm just a broadcaster.
Well, I don't know that, Rudy, either. And, you know, it's amazing to see Benjamin Nelson turn as many laps, you know, without pitting. But I'm sure he's filling the tires. I'm sure he's, you know, thinking, well, what did I get myself into turning this many laps on these tires? Because he should have pitted when he had that 20-second gap ahead of Bobby Zielinski.
Yeah, he might have come out behind him, but boy, if he pits now, he's going to come out like 4th, 5th, 6th, maybe, you know. But we got a good battle going on right now here between Colton Davis and Eric Sable. These two battling it out. And they are a long ways away from 6th place Jesse Schwartz. I mean, they are way out in front of Jesse. Zielinski is closing that gap now down to 8.5 seconds from Benjamin Nelson. And Benjamin, let's see, I'm not sure. Well, let's see if he does come to pit road or not. Nope, he is not coming in. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that, Josh. I just don't know. He's committed himself now to see he has to stay out there. So obviously they have enough fuel. You know, it's just managing his tires right now. And he just drove around David Shutt. Now, David Shutt has been to pit road.
Yeah, David Shutt has actually been on pit road twice. I believe the first time was to get damage fixed, and the next time was for the fuel and the gas. Yeah, or for the fuel and the gas and the tires.
Put David a lap down. Next one he's hunting for is Nick Northrup. He just keeps lapping the car. He's only one of 3 drivers that have not been to pit road. Benjamin Nelson, Kyle Putz, and Cedric Hunter. Them 3 have not been to pit road. So interesting story between them guys there. It's, you know, we're wondering how these guys are doing it, and man, and still being able to pass cars.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Benjamin Nelson can pass all the cars he wants to put him a lap down, but he's got somebody behind him who has fresher tires than he does, and Bobby Zielinski, who's in second. So, you know, he's got to keep Bobby Zielinski behind him.
Yep, he just got a little less than 10 minutes to try to bring out that victory. But here goes Zielinski passing up Lachlan McMillan. Lachlan running in 10th. The second car a lap down, and he clears them. Now just 6 seconds from Benjamin Nelson. Colton Davis is in third, but he is 37 seconds behind Benjamin Nelson now, just because of that pit stop.
Yeah, road courses are very, very treacherous, you know, when it comes to being laps down, you know, and Colton Davis has got Eric Sable on him, and Colton being new to the league, you know, he's still wanting to prove himself, and I'm sure he has, but he, you know, getting a podium finish would be great for Colton Davis.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Eric Sable's just hanging right there. I don't know if he's got a plan maybe to try to pass Colton Davis late in the race, or you know, dive it in there hard and try to outdrive him or outbrake him in a turn. But he's slipping and sliding around just like Colton Davis is.
But with about 8 minutes left to go in the race, you know, Zielinski has cut that down to 4.5 seconds behind Benjamin Nelson. He's got 8 minutes, or less than 8 minutes, to catch him and make the pass on Benjamin.
Right. Yes, sir. I mean, 4 seconds ain't that much, and I'm sure Bobby's watching the clock there. He's watching that relative to see just how much he's catching him. And he's got to dispose of these lap cars quickly here. He's got to get around, which I thought he was around David Shutt. No, that was Benjamin Nelson that passed him early. I'm sorry. But he needs to get around David Shutt and Nick Northrup here and, boy, work this field. They're all, matter of fact, all three of them are kind of closing up now. Down to 3.3 seconds. So Benjamin Nelson's time has really started to fall off now.
And I'm sure David Shutt and Nick Northrup ain't going to fight Bobby Zielinski too hard because, you know, he is, you know, on the, you know, he is in second. So, you know, they may just let him go by and let him try to catch Benjamin.
Yeah, well, he's doing it. He's down to 2.7 seconds. And they only got coming down to 6.5 minutes. So Bobby's starting to see the clock now show, and he's got to get busy if he's going to get up there and battle it up with Benjamin Nelson for this victory. And he will come out of here with the most laps led tonight, so he'll clinch that bonus point. Nobody can top that. He's got 20 laps led. Benjamin Nelson's only got 7, the only other leader out there tonight. 2.1 seconds. You can see him just ahead of him. Down to 1.7, 1.6. 1.4. He is right there on Benjamin's tail now.
And Benjamin Nelson had a moment.
Yep, less than a second. Yeah, those moments are going to keep coming because with him on them older tires, boy, he is really struggling right now. He knows that Bobby's going to get by him. He knows that. He's just going to try to hang on to second if at all. Well, he will be able to hold on to second because third place is 35 seconds behind these guys right now. So as long as he can just maintain here after Bobby gets by him, then he'll come home second. Here he goes, Bobby looking to the inside. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Benjamin Nelson will hold him off this time, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it another 4.5 minutes, Josh.
I don't think so either. Bobby Zielinski is right on Benjamin Nelson's tail, and Benjamin's doing all he can to keep him back, but, you know, the way Benjamin Nelson's tires are, it's just a matter of time before Zielinski makes that pass.
Yep. Yeah, we're seeing lots of wiggles on Benjamin Nelson's car right now. When he gets back in the throttle out of these turns, that back end's getting a little wiggly there. So, yeah, it's just... And Zielinski's, I think he's just kind of sitting there. He's waiting until they get by some of these lap cars here and looking for a clean pass on them. You know, the drag race down the straightaways really isn't a big thing unless he can really get a run off the turns. But Benjamin Nelson's using that inside line on the turns to kind of keep that edge on him. And there goes Zielinski. He does make it by him. And Zielinski goes back into the lead with only 3.5 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, that shows you what fresh tires can do. He came all the way down. He came all the way back from 20 seconds after pitting. He found himself 20 seconds behind Benjamin Nelson and made an outstanding, run to take the lead back over.
Yes, sir. 20 seconds, man. That was one heck of a deficit. Oh, Benjamin loose. He is just struggling right now on them older tires, but he knows that all he's got to do is make it about another lap and the white flag will come out. If he can just take his time, he can pedal it. He's got plenty of room. Second is second, no matter how you look at it, as long as he can stay 29 seconds ahead of Colton Davis in third. He just needs to keep it straight and steady.
Yeah, and Eric Sable has closed the gap on Colton Davis. He is almost 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind Eric Sable is 2.5 seconds behind Colton Davis, and he's gaining time on Colton Davis for that third spot. So a battle. I see a battle for third coming up in, here pretty soon.
Well, but they're running out of time here. I don't think that he's going to make it to him in time before this race is going to conclude. But Zielinski taking over the lead now, pulling away by 5 seconds ahead of Benjamin Nelson. And Benjamin committed himself to make it on no pit stops, all the way on the same set of tires, and he's losing a lot of time to Zielinski. And Zielinski's kind of in cruise mode right now. He knows he's got the wind. He's just got to backpedal it a little bit and say, you know what, I'm not going to push my car to the limit, take a chance on spinning now, because that would just ruin the chance that that he took right there, getting by Benjamin Nelson for the win. So they got about a minute and a half left here, and we're going to see the white flag on this lap, I do believe.
Yeah, and I was looking at how people qualified and stuff. Bobby Zielinski, Benjamin Nelson, and Colton Davis. That was 1, 2, and 3. And they're going to finish the way it's looking at 1, 2, and 3. Bobby Zielinski, who took the pole away from Benjamin Nelson with an outstanding time of 1 minute and 30 seconds. Benjamin found himself in second starting position, and unfortunately for Benjamin, after he committed himself to run the whole race without pitting, he'll find himself to finish the race probably in second place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good, though.
Well, he definitely had a road course.
30 seconds left, and we should be getting the white flag. Because I do believe this is the final lap. I don't think he's going to make it around to... he might. Boy, it's going to be awful close. Awful close that he's going to have to make one more lap for this victory. Yep, he'll make it one more lap. Well, almost perfect timing right there. right at the line, it clicked off, and white flag comes out for Bobby Zielinski. 11.6 seconds ahead of second place Benjamin Nelson. Benjamin staying out on them older tires. Ran the whole race on the same set of tires. A couple others that did too. Kyle Putz. Well, I take that back. He's the only other one because the other one was Cedric Hunter. And Cedric finally did stop and take fresh tires there close to the end, but that's going to put him back in 14th. I don't think he really gained or lost any positions, just held on to it. So only two drivers did not stop, Benjamin Nelson and Kyle Putz. Benjamin in second and Kyle Putz in fifth. Wow, driving the whole race on them slick tires, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and we had another guy decide to call it quits, and David Shutt, driving the number 44, he just said, you know what, I'm done, and he decided to leave as well. So out of 24 drivers, we only lost 4.
Well, here it is at the line. It's going to be, a little bumping and banging, but he's going to make it. Bobby Zielinski grabbing the win here at Sonoma tonight for the K&N Series at SRA. Congratulations to him. Wow, what a run for Bobby Zielinski, man. Coming from 20 seconds back. That was amazing. Amazing racing. Well, let's see if we can get these guys up here. Colton Davis. He's probably still going around the track. So we'll start out with the winner, the winner. If I can find him. There he is. Bobby Zielinski, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you did it, brother. You led the most laps here tonight, and you got by Benjamin Nelson there with just about 3.5 minutes left. And were you concerned at that point that maybe he might have outsmarted you by staying out there?
Well, I knew the tires alone would, catch him. But I was like, wow, this is actually gonna, work for him. I didn't think he could make it 33 laps because I knew that was around the laps we were gonna go.
Right.
So, but yeah, he did a really good job on that. He saved a good amount of fuel, but I knew, I kind of knew as long as I just kept it clean and didn't hit any lap cars or anything, I would be able to bring it home because just from tire advantage, and you'd have to save a little bit.
Well, yeah, when you come off of pit road, you had about a 20-second deficit there on Benjamin Nelson, and at that time, Benjamin was running really, really good. Now he had pushed his car, I think, so hard right there at the very end, just trying to stay ahead of you, that his tires were just totally gone, and you ran him down pretty easy. How much did that lap traffic play into that? Because there was a close call there right at the end, almost ended your day.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely tense. I couldn't mess up or anything coming back up to the front, but we were able to queue on pole, which was really good, and just be able to put in good, consistent laps. This is my favorite track on the service, so it's awesome to just win here and stuff.
Well, very good. Well, we were kind of concerned about it being, a little sticky out there for a lot of guys, and thinking, well, we're probably going to have a lot of guys leave early and stuff, and we really didn't see that, man. And one that kind of really disappointed was Nicholas Shelton. I really thought he was going to, be up there. And, I mean, he'd worked himself all the way up to 8th place, and then pretty soon he just pulled it in and parked it. But, man, easy win for you this week. And
yeah, Shelton's not much of a road racer. He doesn't really enjoy it as much, and he was just struggling out there, and he wasn't even gonna race in the first place. He didn't take the week off, but that was what's up with him.
Well, he come up to 8th though, man, from way back in the field. He finished or qualified way back, or didn't even qualify actually. Was one of the non-qualifiers. But well, anyhow, congratulations, Bobby. I'm really proud of your win here, and I know this is going to set good as we're getting only 2 races away from the chase starting. So this is
I was going into the season. I wasn't looking at any championship or anything. I was going to race every now and then, but I've been racing kind of on a week by week basis. So maybe we'll go for the championship.
All right. Well, anybody you want to thank for this victory, Bobby?
Yeah, shout out everyone at SRA for just doing all the work they do. Bobby Cheney, Austin, and Matt, and all them. Thanks to you guys in the broadcast booth, obviously putting us on the portal and such. And thanks everyone at Slip Angle Motorsports for all the work, help they do, and good friends over there. And thanks to my sponsors, United Western Industries, New Age Metal Finishing, Virtual Racing School, and Elbow Designs for painting my Gen 6 car.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you next week then, hopefully.
Yep. Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you, sir. Josh, you got second.
Yeah, I do. Benjamin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Benjamin, that was some interesting racing right there. You started second, you finished second. You had an awesome lead on Bobby Zielinski after he pitted. We were just talking about that during Bobby's interview. And we were beginning to wonder when you were going to pit because we didn't know what the fuel load was. And what made you decide just to stay out and just do the whole race without pitting?
I was doing some math about halfway through the race, and I figured it was possible, so I knew I wasn't going to beat Bobby just on pure speed, so I was close enough, sort of, to get a chance at it, so I took it, and it kind of worked. I mean, I still finished second.
Well, you did finish second, man. That was an outstanding racing by all three of you guys who finished in the top three, and racing by everybody, really. The tire wear. What was the tire wear like, though? Could you really feel you using your tires?
Oh, yeah, especially in the corners where you really have to crank it one way, the tires were really giving up, especially after so many laps on the same set.
Well, you had a few moments there toward the end of the race, but you did an awesome job at saving it. Congratulations on your second place finish. That's awesome on a road course such as Sonoma. What do you think about going into next week's race, though, coming down to the wire here at Homestead?
I'm definitely going to have to step up my game at Homestead. I'm not very good there, so I really got to put on the pressure.
Well, I feel you on that one, Benjamin. It's one of those race tracks that I like Homestead, but I'm not very good at it myself. But congratulations on your second place finish again. And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank?
Thank you, first of all, and also I want to give a shout out to everybody that supports me in my whole ventures here in iRacing. Cedric Hunter, Zachary Hall, they're on here as well. They're watching me. Thank you guys. You guys for putting on such a great broadcast, and Bobby Cheney for putting on such a wonderful league. It's really competitive. I love it.
Well, we like watching the race, and I enjoy it. Whether I'm in the broadcast booth or not, I enjoy watching SRA race. You guys put on a great show, and I want to thank y'all for putting on a great show as well, because y'all make it realistic. So, well, congratulations again on your second place finish, Benjamin, and go celebrate, man.
Thank you, sir.
Rudy.
Colton Davis, you got a copy.
Yeah.
Well, Colton, we've seen a couple altercations there at the beginning of the race. You did get some damage on your car, and you came back from that, passed up to them guys, battled it up there, I think, with Eric Sable, and I forget who else was in that. Might have been Kyle Putz or somebody else was in that, but you guys were having a blast up there racing, changing back and forth and switching positions. Tell us about some of the racing out there and just how difficult it was to pass.
Well, the racing out there was fairly good, I would say. There wasn't many wrecks around me, but it was very difficult to pass because there's maybe 2 viable passing zones. The rest of them are just showing your nose and hoping they overdrive. You can get under them, but that's how hard it was to pass, because you had to wait until you got to those passing zones and hope you had a run to get close enough to them so you can outbrake them.
Well, now tell me the truth now here, Colton. What did you think of running the K&N cars on Sonoma? What did you think of that race today?
It's kind of different. I enjoy running weird track car combinations such as Sonoma Long and the K&N car. I really did enjoy it.
Well, that's good. You're not too exhausted then because usually a car track combination that's tough to drive, it just exhausts the driver. I mean, so 50 minutes probably was pushing the limit.
Nah, 50 minutes was fine, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, you're young. Maybe an old guy like me, I'd have been exhausted, But well, as long as you had fun out there, Colton, and you did you pulled back away from Eric Sable there, and it looked like maybe there at the very end he was trying to chase you down, but I don't think there was enough time nor laps to do it in, and you kept it ahead of him and brought it home third tonight. You started third, finished third. Are you happy with that run?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I just wish I didn't mess up in the first couple laps. Maybe I would have had something for Benjamin there at the end, but overall, I'd say it's a pretty good run.
And did you know that he had stayed out there on them old tires?
Yeah, I heard Bobby talking about it because he was worried about how he might not catch them, and he said he might run out of fuel, so that's why I was driving so aggressive there towards the end.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, great job out there today, Colton. Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank you guys for putting on a broadcast, and I want to thank everyone at SRA for doing this league. It's really fun to run.
Pretty competitive, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I thought when you and Jesse joined this season, I thought, oh boy, you guys are in for a treat, because these guys are, probably one of the most competitive leagues that I know of. I'm sure there's some out there that are as much or maybe more, but this league is very, very competitive and very, very tight-knit, tight competitiveness, and so you guys are in with a good bunch here. These are pretty good guys. So, all right, we'll go celebrate your win or your third place finisher, Colton, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Oh yeah, I'll be back here next week. This is a pretty fun league to race in, just to have fun.
Homestead next week.
Oh, I love Homestead. I love me some Homestead.
Oh yeah, well maybe we'll see you. Maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane next week, huh? Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'll put my money on you. I ain't scared.
Oh, okay.
All right, Colton, thanks for talking with us, brother, and again, congrats on third.
Thank you, man.
All right, let's get up here with the results. Bobby Zielinski pulling out the win here tonight, leading 24 laps, the most time and laps of anybody. Benjamin Nelson stayed out there on them old tires, ran the whole race on the same set of tires, barely making it on fuel, and he comes home second after starting second. Colton Davis will finish third, Eric Sable fourth, Jesse Schwartz in fifth, Femi Olat sixth, Kyle Putt seventh, Nick Northrup eighth, Delonte Ballard ninth, and Lachlan McMillan 10th. Josh?
Yes, Austin Roberts will finish 11th, Nicholas Caressel in 12th, Connor Anton in 13th, Cedric Hunter in 14th, Mark Newland in 15th, Justin Gable in 16th, Ariotti in 17th, Bobby Cheney in 18th, David Shutt in 19th, and Jared Darling in 20th. Rudy?
Josh Robin finishes 21st. Nicholas Shelton retiring early, just not his cup of tea here tonight. He finishes 22nd. Aaron Cummings 23rd. And I don't think David Fish even started the race, but he was there. So again, congratulations to our winner here tonight for the SRA Throwback K&N Series. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. We appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in 7:30 p.m. to watch the SRA Slick Daddy Gen 6 Series, Take 2 Bathurst, Mount Panorama. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So till then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.